Yes, welkom allemaal bij de. Oh, welcome everyone to the live Q&A event for Yuri. We had some technical problems starting with the live stream, but we got them fixed eventually. So nice that you could be here with us today.
And now you can also use the chat, so that's also a great thing.
Yes, so we can get some interaction. So if you have any questions during the live stream, or something that you want to comment, or anything that you have to say, just pop them in the chat, and then we can also make it a little bit interactive. So make sure that you use the chat function as well.
Yeah.
All right, then let's start. First of all,
let's do an introduction. Who we are.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm Chris. I'm a fourth year student, but this is my first year at URE. And I'm working in the powertrain department and in the operations department. So I'm working at two things right now. I'm responsible for the mechanical design of the inverter for next year. So that's pretty nice. And I really like URE, so that's why I'm still here.
Nice, that's good to hear. Also flatters me a little bit. Because I'm Dennis Gibbels, the team manager of this year. I started out 2 years back, where I started in the autonomous systems software, or autonomous systems department, and then last year I worked on the aerodynamics of the car on the rear wing, and this year I will be full-time team manager at URE. Also, a little bit of background for me. I'm from an applied physics background, so that's something totally different from what you might imagine at a racing team. But it's also something really nice, I think. You can really choose to go deeper into stuff you learn. For example, mechanical. There's lots of, one big mechanical block of a racing car it is. Physics is something totally different, so you can choose to go deeper, dive deeper in what you learn, or spread your knowledge in the team. So Chris, could you elaborate a little more on what you do this year and why you chose to join URE?
Yeah, well, this year I started at the powertrain department, and here I was responsible for a few tests of the motor at the beginning of the year, and after that changed quickly to being responsible for the mechanical design of the inverter. Right now our inverter is like 12 kilograms, so that's pretty heavy. It's like I think 5% of the whole car, even more. And the goal is to make it 3 kilograms next year, so that's quite a big goal. So hopefully that will become true. So yeah, that's our goal, and we hope to achieve that. Right now the development is in progress. We are going to start quickly on the mechanical design itself, so that's pretty nice. And furthermore, I'm also in the operations team, and here I'm responsible for a lot of the design of, for example, the clothing, calendars, those kind of stuff. So yeah, that's also really fun, and I can elaborate a bit more on my creativity, so that's also nice.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really happy to have you on my team as well.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, because that's what I do as a team manager, or one of my tasks is to lead the operations department, where Chris is part of, and also leading the business department. So maybe you can also talk a little bit about what we do at the competition. Chris, could you give a small introduction on Formula Student and what we do over there?
Yeah, well, Formula Student is one of the biggest competitions for students in the world, so that's pretty nice. And each year we go to a few different races, so mostly those are Formula Student Netherlands, Formula Student Germany, and some other country in Europe, so that's pretty nice. I did not attend one race at the moment because of Corona, so that's a bit sad, but maybe this summer I will go to a race as well, so I'm really enjoying that foresight. So
nice. Really stoked about that as well. Sadly last year they didn't go through. We couldn't go to the races. But this year, for now, only one of the events has been shut down. So all of the other two are, of course, we have the necessary Corona measures. But for the rest, we're looking forward for a nice season in the summer, and that was also how we structure our year each year. So we have a design cycle of one complete year at the university. So we start at the 1st of September with a new project, basically. And then we have two different people working at the team. So you have the full-time members, as I am. So I will be leading so you will be leading the departments, or they will be responsible for the planning and make sure that everything is on track, and also do the race preparations, etc. And then you also have the part-timers, such as Chris, and they will eventually do the real hard work and make sure that the car is improved during the year. So we will start at the 1st of September, and then get into the design cycle, make sure get some new concepts, improving your part. So you will also be, if you are a part-timer, be responsible for one or even more parts of the car, and then you will work on it for the whole year and make sure that you get some improvements in there. So eventually we have some concepts, make a design, and then we can produce it. That's also something that we really do at URE, is produce everything ourselves. If you look at the car right here, this is the URE 13, for example. This is the car from 2 years back. But a really nice example, which is still in up and running mode, which we keep running also for testing, for example. But everything from the monocoque until the aerodynamics, until the in wheels, we all produce it, or at least design it ourselves, which is also kind of the beauty from the team. Yes.
I got two questions in the chat.
Okay.
The first one is, could you explain the difference in applying to URE through Honors Academy and direct application?
Yes. So if you directly apply for the team, then you will just be a part-timer and really be you will get your assignment and then work for the team. And essentially for the Honors Academy, it's not really a big difference. However, you will have some additional obligations also for the Honors Academy. So you have to do presentations and have also a person who will guide you from the Honors Academy. And we will try to do our best to get you as much in the team as possible, get involved with the team, so make sure you also get your part in production, because we really want to involve everyone from the team in the production of the car, so that eventually when the car is up and running on the races, that you actually got your hands onto some parts of the car, and it also really helps with motivation, for example. So essentially there's not a lot of big difference, but it is definitely a possibility.
Alright, and the second question is, hi, I'm a student, come from Taiwan. I would like to know if the URE team works during the summer vacation.
Well, during the summer vacation, maybe Chris, you can.
I'm not sure. I never
Oh,
been
you
here
never had
during
a
the
summer
summer vacation.
So in the summer vacation, of course, we have the races. So our season starts at the 1st of September, as I said, and then until July we will work on the car, make sure it's ready for the races, and then really at the beginning of July. So this summer we will start the 4th of July in Formula Student Netherlands. We will start with the races. So probably work on the car is not, there's no development work being done, but that's the racing season, is the whole summer vacation basically. And then at the end of the summer vacation we have a little bit of spare time of like 2 weeks, and then we will have a period where the new board will take over from the older board, and then we will prepare the next year actually. So all of the part-timers and everyone is prepared to get a fresh start and a good start at the 1st of September to build their new race car for that year. I hope that answers your question a little bit. If you have any further questions, then feel free to ask more. Lars, did you have any more comments from that? Okay, cool.
Not that.
Well, maybe we can show a video of driverless. Maybe that's cool to see.
Yeah, for sure. To give a little bit of a short introduction, maybe first. So our concept of the car is that we can both drive there. how that works the following year. Yes. Okay. So yeah, to give a little bit of a more explanation of what you saw. So we make a convertible car, and of course we have all of the tech departments like aerodynamics and control and powertrain, and autonomous systems really is something different because well it is a software department, but they also need some hardware to yeah get their sensors running and also get the steering wheel actuated and stuff like that. And the autonomous software or autonomous systems department make sure that everything from the sensors up until the actuation of your steering wheel, for example, is all yeah done. So there's actually lots of different things going on in there. So first of all, you will need to yeah make sure that you process your sensor information correctly. And we have two kinds of sensors. We have the LiDAR sensors. Maybe, I don't know if the camera catches it, but on the closet up in there, that's the other nose where the sensors of the autonomous systems are visible. So you can see the LiDAR sensors with the other nose. Those are the big black boxes. Those can only see distances. And then we have some cameras up in the roll hoop. If we are in driverless mode, and with both that information, so with color and distance, we can exactly see the track, and then eventually that information gets fed into SLAM, which is simultaneous localization and mapping. That's an algorithm which locates the car on the track and makes sure that we know where we are at every point in time, and then that gets sent through to the control systems, so they will control the car, and they will make sure that the car, that's actually where the performance is for the autonomous software, because they will make sure that the car gets the correct velocity at every point in time, and also drive on a racing track or racing line, for example. And then eventually all of those outputs, so you will need a speed and a throttle pedal signal, for example. And that will go eventually to the actuators, and make sure the car drives as it should be.
We have two new questions.
Yeah.
From Adam. What type of work can current first years expect next year? I'm studying computer science and I'd love to join.
Okay, computer science. That's really nice. So for example, you could start out in autonomous software because, well, or autonomous systems. There's lots of software in there. We have developed our own framework. We're working with the NVIDIA PX2 computer, where we developed our own software to handle all of the inputs. So that could be where you could start out, or just start out in the electric department, for example, in electronics and software. Where you could work on telemetry systems, or in designing PCBs or coding PCBs everywhere throughout the car. There are actually lots of possibilities. So if you want to know more, then I suggest you can also contact us via the webpage, and then we can maybe schedule a meeting sometime if you are really interested in joining or wanting to know what you can do with the team.
Alright, and then I also got a question from Jorik. How many full-time spots are plus minus available? Are all full-time positions in manager roles? And is it possible to start in a full-time role without any previous experience at URE?
Okay, then maybe starting from the first question, I think that was how many positions there are. So there are not really a set number of positions. So generally, we will each year start looking for new board members, and they will the first task that they do is manage the departments. And that's basically one of the biggest tasks that you have as a manager. But if you are more interested in doing the tech work, for example, then that's also definitely a possibility. We looked into that in the beginning of this year. Where we have some team members who will, basically have a bigger assignment than a normal part-time member of the team. So that's definitely a possibility that you will just attend the meetings like normal, but not have a managing task, but have more of a technical task, for example. But that's definitely possible. Yeah. Did I miss one question, I think?
Is it possible to start in a full-time role without any previous experience at URE?
Yes, so yeah, definitely.
No, I had no previous knowledge about the team. Yeah, I knew what the team was, but I just joined the first year, and I think even when you go in full time, I think you will learn a lot during that year. I think that's definitely possible.
So for full time, maybe that's a little more difficult, but it is definitely possible. You will have lots of guidance also from people who have quite a lot of experience in the team. So there are always people running around who are who have been running around here for multiple years. So if you have any questions during the year or how to do things, then you can just pull someone on his shirt and then say, hey, how does this work? Or we actually have also a really active alumni group, and they can help with management-related questions, or to also do tech reviews and stuff like that. It's definitely possible if you don't have any experience to start out in the team as a part-timer or also as a full-timer.
Okay. We also got a few other questions. If I'm not admitted to the Honors Academy, will it still be possible to apply directly to URE?
Yes, for sure. Really short answer.
Yes.
So maybe Chris, you can tell a little bit about how your process was when you joined the team.
Yeah, well, I knew Lars. He's a long time friend of me. He's behind the computer right now. You don't see him, but he's there. And he joined URE, I think, in his second year of his study. And I saw what he did during those years. And this year I thought, okay, well, I just go into the team as well, and I just asked Lars, okay, how can I apply? And they contacted me, kind of, and then I could come and visit right here in Momentum, and we had a little bit of a talk, what I wanted to do, what my motivation was, this kind of stuff, what I wanted to do in the team. And then I simply rolled into the team at the beginning of this year. So last September I joined the team. So that's basically it. But of course you can also just join through the website or writing us an email, and then we will contact you as well, and we can arrange a meeting or something else, maybe online, maybe here on in Momentum itself. So that's definitely all possible.
Yeah, if you want to get a tour or see how we work or get some up and close experience with the cars, then it's also possible to just come over here, and then we will tour you around and show you around the building and how we work and how we produce our stuff. There's always lots of things happening. So, for example, we are currently busy with the aerodynamics production. So, if you are here in the coming weeks, then you will probably see some parts laying around here and there. And we are working very hard on to get on the new car, and get it up and running for the competition. So Chris, maybe we skipped over a little bit. At the beginning of the year, you had a task with in the powertrain department.
Yeah.
We
So
also have one question left, maybe.
Okay.
Just
Let's do that
answer
first.
that. What is the time commitment difference between full-time and part-time?
Yes. So maybe Chris.
Yeah, well, as a part-timer, right now I'm in 2 departments, and at the beginning of the year I said that I had a few courses left for my bachelor, so I didn't have full-time study, so I could spend a little bit more time on URE. But yeah, if you can give up 15 hours of your week and spend it on URE, that is what is asked by URE itself. But you can also make more hours each week if you want that, and if you're really into URE. And I think that will definitely happen very easily because it's just fun to work on URE. So, but 15 hours is around the time that you need to spend as a part-timer, and that I think also includes meetings and your evening, which we will tell something more about later, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. And yeah, for a full-timer, yeah, also depends on how many full-timers there are, so how much you can split the work. But yeah, generally you just, with a full work week, you're quite up in there with how much time you need to spend. Yeah, I think that's so like 40 hours. That's where you should aim at least for yeah, managing or doing a full-time year at peak.
Okay. Yeah, there are still some questions about the applying procedure. Is it just that you can apply via the website and then will you be contacted, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You will be contacted by one of the recruitment guys. So,
yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So we will probably meet me or Chris or any of the other guys from the recruitment team, and then yeah, we can tell you something more about the team and show you around the workplace. Also, if you go to the website right now, there should be a pop-up. If you yeah, at the home screen, you can use that button to go to the form and then fill that in. So we have your yeah, your credentials, and we can just contact you via there. Do you have any more questions?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I was going to tell something about the start of my year, I think. Well, at the beginning of the year, I mostly started at the powertrain department, and here I was assigned to do some tests with the motor. So at first, a few weeks were used to make a test plan for testing the motors, and yeah, after that, yeah, well, I tested the motors and yeah, made the results nice, so we could use them in other parts of the car. Yeah, well, that's basically what I've done at first. That was not a really big task, and after that I was quickly contacted by the powertrain department board member. So yeah, and he asked me if I wanted to be responsible for the mechanical design of the inverter. So that's how my job changed in the team at the beginning of the year. So yeah, I got a bigger job, and yeah, I really like that. So it's really my responsibility right now to make that inverter, to make it much lighter. So yeah, I'm really curious how that will go next year.
Nice. And did
We
you
also have
sorry?
a new question. Is it possible to work with your team in August? I'm going to start my first year studying at TUE in September.
So he's asking if you could join the team in August.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good question. Do you want to be full-timer or part? Or you're starting at the TUE in September?
Yeah, he's starting in September at the TUE.
Yeah. You could definitely just come around and see what we are doing here in the workplace. I think it's yeah, of course we can give you a head start if you yeah, if we know what you want to do, and we can give you maybe a little bit of a head start in your assignment. Yeah, probably there won't be lots of production things going around in Momentum because we just had the racing season. But maybe there will be some tests. But yeah, for sure it is possible to also work for the team, and probably by then it will just be yeah, getting accounted with your assignment, reading up on your assignment, what to do, and yeah, it could give you definitely a hard start into the season. That's good.
Yeah, so you can then look around here and just for learning the team a bit.
Yeah.
You can start in August.
And I think as you are a first year student at the university, I don't know if that's master or bachelor, but if you're a first year bachelor, then definitely that's a good thing, I think, because well, you also apply quite a lot of things that you learn at the university. So yeah, your knowledge will be a little less than when a part-timer starts out and they already had some experience on the university, for example.
But I think that will be a great thing later on. If you want to join the team for more than 1 year, then you will have a lot more experience inside the team. Maybe not not specifically in your study at first, but definitely in the team. And I think that's really valuable as well to just have a lot of experience within the team. So yeah, in that case, it will be nice if you start it as soon as possible when you go studying on the theory.
Yep, for sure.
I have another question. Where are you manufacturing carbon fiber parts?
Yes, so we actually manufacture it right here. Well, not right there on this spot, but here in the building. So we do all of the aerodynamic production ourselves. We have a nice winglet over there. Maybe Chris, you can touch that. So that's one example, yeah, of the things we make. So at first, so you start off with a mold. So for every carbon fiber part that you see, there is a mold, um, which will which we will use to laminate all of the carbon fiber in there. So we have a big stash of carbon. Lux probably knows all about it. Of carbon over here, and then we will put different layers in each other. So Chris, you have some more detailed view, but you have the carbon fiber layers on top. And then you have also some core material. Maybe you can show a close-up. So you have these layers where the fibers are in different directions, and then in the middle, in a sandwich structure, you can see some core material, and that's basically a honeycomb structure. It's really light. There's lots of it's really thin material, but it's really strong in its thickness direction. So you get the strength of the lateral fibers from the carbon, and also thickness from the thickness strength from the core, and then you get a really light wing. So I don't know, Lars, if you can demonstrate how
well, you can see it was not falling very fast. So yeah, it's really light.
Yeah. So and then you get a really light wing, and we all do that by ourselves here in the workshop.
Alright. I have another few questions. As a board member, would you still be semi-closely involved in the technical part, or would this be pure administrative work like planning, etc.?
So maybe for me, that's not the best question to answer because I am leading all the non-tech departments. But yeah, in general, I think you will definitely be involved. You will highly involved in all the tasks that the part-timers will do. I don't know, maybe Chris, you can share your experience on how that goes with powertrain at the university.
Yeah, well, then as the department manager of the powertrain department. Yeah, and I think he has a lot of experience with all the stuff that is happening in that department itself. And me myself, I see a lot of things happening in the department itself, but I'm really focused on my part, of course. So I think as board member of URE, I think you will have a great overview of everything what is happening inside the whole team, and especially of your own department. And I think as a part-timer you have a little bit less overview of the whole team. And for example, every Tuesday we have the URE evening at 7 o'clock, and then all the board members are telling what happened in their departments during the previous week. So then we will get a nice overview of what is happening. But of course the board members will be more on top of that the whole week, so you will see a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. And I think also maybe lots of some experience how the mechanical side of the departments, how that works.
Yeah, as a mechanical manager, I can tell you that you're working pretty technical parts of the car. Of course, you have your department meetings in which your department members do like all the design work, and you look at the designs and you ask critical questions about that. And besides that, you also are responsible for the car and for the production. So you're also very much busy with production of the car, maintenance of the car, So it's also like very practical and very technical also, yeah, as a technical manager.
Yeah, sure. And I think you also really help with reviews of different parts. So if
Yeah.
if a part-timer of you, for example, has a final design or he wants to show, okay, this is what I came up with, then the manager is also responsible to make sure it gets reviewed and that the design is compatible with the car and satisfies all of the requirements that were previously set. So in that way, you're still really involved in the technical aspects of what's been going on in the team.
Yeah, as a technical manager, like the mechanical manager, the electrical manager, also the testing managers, it's very technical, all the things you do. I also have another question. Do I have to achieve certain grades in order to join URE?
Actually, no. So we don't have anything that says, okay, you should score higher than an 8. No. It's just if you have the time and you have the motivation and you want to be part of the team and it fits in your schedule, then for sure apply. And then I think if you like something, if you like the team, you like your assignment, then the progress is coming by itself. So there's no real requirement on the grades you have to achieve at university to join the team.
Yeah, I think the motivation and your motivation is just the most important thing right there. I think if you're really interested in racing, then this will be a great team to join. And then you can just focus on what you like. And maybe in your study you have some things that you don't like, and that's why you have lower grades or something. But you're just working on something that you are really what you like, what you really like. So
I have another question. How do you choose the members for your team?
The first thing that we look at is, okay, what are the plans for next year, and which people do we actually need? So we will one by one fill all those spots, and then um, see if we if we have enough people, and then if there are people who have a different who want to do different things, then we'll eventually change those plans, or maybe think of, okay, how can we change the car or better the car in another way to still get the full potential of the people who will do the work eventually. But also, we will also look at your motivation. Why would you come to the team? And see if that also fits the team. See if you are a good fit for URE actually. Yeah.
I also have another question which is not really related to the recruitment, but I think a fun question from Jeroen. Have you thought about a corona-proof way to play funky ball?
sorry.
A corona-proof way of playing funky ball.
Oh, okay. Well, you could just stand 1.5 meter apart of each other. I think that's pretty corona-proof. But if you're drinking a lot of alcohol, then I don't know how long that that will be happening.
I also have a next question about your recruitment again. What are the sub-teams of your team?
Maybe you know.
I don't know if I will get them all. I think aerodynamics, chassis, drivetrain and cooling, powertrain, electronics and software, autonomous systems, mechatronics. I'm missing a few.
Yes, the
Operations.
accumulator.
Sorry?
Operations, accumulator, business, cost. Maybe to stress a little bit. So autonomous systems is really the software department, and then we also have mechatronics, and that's basically the hardware part of the autonomous system. So they do the actuators and stuff like that. But it's really intermingled. They really work a lot together. I think we got them all.
Yeah.
In the powertrain department, what do you do exactly? Because there are different aspects in there.
Well, I'm responsible for the inverter, as I have said, and the inverter is applying the current to the motors. I think that's a pretty important part of the car, because otherwise the car won't drive. So that's basically the part that I'm focused on. But for example, also the motors are part of the powertrain department. Those kind of stuff. And a lot of simulations are run, and models are made right in that department.
Yep.
I also have a new question. When would the new team be known? So when would someone know it's possible to do a year at URE concerning further study planning after the summer?
So I think if you apply right now, then you have a pretty high chance of being in the team for next year. Also because we have started out the recruitment period, I know, a month ago, and we're still looking for lots of members for next year. But we will probably know at the beginning of the summer vacation, somewhere around that time, what assignments you would work on, or if you are for sure in the team, so to say. But if you apply now, for example, and you want to know, we will keep in contact with you. So we'll give you certain updates on how we are doing, what we're actually busy with. So maybe we will do some testing, or of course in the summer vacation during the races, we'll also keep you updated. If we are going to work on the assignments for next year, then we will also contact you again. Get a new meeting in there to talk to you about your new assignment. See if you like it, because also that's important. That's where the motivation comes back in. If you don't like an assignment, then you probably won't have that much of progress during the year. So we really try to tailor the assignment also to you, and then probably somewhere in the summer vacation you will know what you will be working on after some discussion, and then start out on the 1st of September.
And more questions right now. So, Dennis, what was the thing that was the most valuable that you learned here at URE? Do you have an answer for that?
Let's see. So I come from an applied physics background, and our study is really theoretical. So we have lots of just self-study assignments, and just sit at home and get a book open and try to understand what the book says. But actually something that was lacking in my study was the group work. We had very few group work assignments or subjects. And that's really where URE fit in perfectly, because it's basically one big group project, one extreme group project, so to say. So you will learn lots of, get to know lots of people, work together with them, just a team experience. That's something that I really was looking for also in my studies. And then also adding to that, my studies were really theoretical, and here at URE, it's you're trying to make the race car go faster, and that's a really practical goal. And that's also something that, for example, applied physics is lacking a little bit, in my opinion, because then you're busy with really nano scale things, for example, that you can't physically grasp or see. And now, you can see the race car standing over here. This is the end product, so this is really something that you can grasp, which is, I think, really nice and really fits into, adds to my studies.
Okay, we have a next question. If you want to design the suspension of the car, in which sub-team do you go? Also, what are the teams planned for the summer?
In which what?
In which sub-team
for
the suspension?
You will probably be in the vehicle dynamics department, so they are.
That we missed, I think.
Oh, we missed the vehicle dynamics department. Yeah.
It's really important one.
Yes. So within vehicle dynamics, they do all the suspension, but also the tires. So you will probably be in that department as well, and be of course in close contact with control, because control and vehicle dynamics have a really high interaction. So they will closely linked.
And there was also what are the teams planned for the summer?
Maybe Christmas.
races we are going to.
Probably.
I think at 4th of July we will go to F to the Netherlands, and then halfway through the summer vacation we will go to Spain. It was, and Swiss we were applied to that, but that unfortunately that was that will not go through. So.
Yeah. So at the 4th of July, usually the races take up like half a week. So until the 4th, until the 8th of July, we will be at the PT circuit in Assen. And then actually for my students, Switzerland was scheduled from the 14th until the 18th of July. But however, due to the corona measures, that got cancelled sadly. But now we have a little more weeks in between until the event in Spain, on the Circuit de Catalunya circuit, where we will drive with our driverless car actually. So that will also take up from the 2nd of August until the 8th of August, we will be in Barcelona at the circuit. And then from the 8th of August we will be going back. And then we have some few weeks to prepare for the next year. Make sure everything is prepared for the start. Do you have any more questions?
Not yet.
Are we running on time?
It's 1:15.
1:15. Okay, so yes, 50 minutes.
What do you like most about being the team manager?
So, as team manager, I really like that you get to know everyone from the team. So you're really the point of contact for all of the part-timers. If there's something needed or something happening, and you will also know everyone from the team. So you will. You are busy with your own department basically, so you have operations. In my case, I have operations and business as my department, so I have meetings every week with them. But you will also get to know everyone from the other departments, and really get the interaction going, and you get a status. You also know a little bit more about the rest of the department, what the status update is from certain assignments, or how people are doing. You also really get an overview of what's happening also in the other departments. And then I think that's what I like most about being a team manager.
Nice.
So Chris, do you already have plans for next year?
Well, I will definitely stay at the team. I don't know if that will be as a part-timer or a full-timer yet. So I need to make that choice still, because right now I'm going to start at my master. I'm not sure yet, but I should make the choice very soon, I think. But I will definitely stay with the team because I really like it, and I think definitely next year will be really fun because hopefully everything will start up again socially, of course, because the corona will hopefully go away little by little. I really hope to play more football next year and see all the team members together, because I did not yet see everyone all together, and hopefully also go to the races just without the corona measurements. I really hope to see that once.
Someone in the chat is asking, how is the UR8 doing? Are any of the old cars still in use?
Yes. So we have lots of old cars as we make a new one each year. For example, here this is the URE13. This one is 2 years or 3 years old right now. We usually keep the latest ones up and running, and those are also really used for testing. If you want to test something really quickly and the new car isn't finished yet, you can just pop a new control model on here, for example, or do some driver training. And for that, we could use an old car, for example. And it also depends on how involved the board was from the cars that built these cars, because they will essentially also be held a little bit responsibility for keeping the cars up and running, because the new board, they will be busy with the new car. So yeah, we try to take care of the cars as well as possible.
Well, 15 is going to be your little child.
Yes. So all of the board members have a special relationship probably with the car that they build.
Are there more questions right now?
No.
No. What were the assignments that you worked on in previous years when you were a board member?
Alright. Okay. So yeah, I started off 2 years back. That was when I started out with the 14. So this car you can see at the back, this was the one where I worked on for the first year. Back then I was in the autonomous systems department, where I worked on the vehicle controls, the motion planning as it was called back then. So that's what I did my first year. So writing some software, some control models for that. And then the next year after, so last year, I was in the aerodynamics department, where I worked on the new rear wing of the car, which is actually being produced right now. So in the room besides me, it is already laying on the table and ready to, or almost ready to be put on the new car. Unfortunately, we cannot show you the new car right now because we are testing at the moment. So the test team is on the testing location and doing some good driver training and preparing for the races actually right now.
Nice.
Yeah. So Chris, what do you like the most about being part of URE?
I like that you will learn a lot of new things, and in your study itself you will learn a lot of setup things, and everything will kindly go perfectly when you have a group project or something. Everything is set up and you will get a lot of help, and right here you're just thrown in the deep. And as well as the board members, I think they also don't know everything, and here you just are going to find out how you can make the car the best, how you can get the most out of a car, and how you can make it all work. And I think it's nice that you will find it out by yourself and not by a course. I think that's one of the best things, being in the team. You will just learn a lot that you will not learn during your study. It's just more practical. That.
Yeah, for sure. As also, as I started out in the team, for example, in my first year, I did the controls. Well, in my studies, I didn't get anything from what I actually did at the team. So everything that I did at the team, I also learned right here. And I think, that's also something really nice that you can actually, learn stuff, learn all completely new stuff at the team. And that's what we are really trying to do here at URE as well, to teach you some new things, and also get you involved with the with really high-tech technology, which is actually really new also in the industry.
And I think you will also see a lot of things from other studies, because in your own study you're really focused on what you are learning, and you will probably not see a lot of other people from other studies and what they are working on. And right here you will see all different aspects of the car. So the autonomous driving. I did really not know how that was working, and right now I have a little bit more insight of how that works. And for example, also in other stuff, you will get a lot more insight from outside your study as well. That's also nice.
Yeah, it's a really multidisciplinary environment in here.
Sure.
And sometimes it's maybe a little bit of a struggle to get that work, but in general, it really works fine. It's also a new challenge, and you will get to know all different people. Do we have any more questions, Lars?
No.
That's it. I don't know how we are on time.
Maybe you want to do a little video?
Yeah, we can also still show a video.
Sure.
Do you know a nice one?
Maybe the testing video.
From the driverless or from the
From the 13.
From the 13.
So you can see this car right here as well. can also see a nice example on how we race. So here we race generally on a karting like tracks or with cones to make it even more cornery. So the tracks that we race on are really focused on acceleration and cornering ability. Yeah.
Yeah, the videos for
Videos.
Okay. I think we can end the session or something.
Yeah, I
Because
think
it's almost
see if maybe.
lectures are
Oh,
almost starting
there's
again.
one
One last question.
one last
one
question.
final question.
What are current developments in your carbon fiber simulation and production?
I think Lars is the best one to answer this one behind the
Behind
the screen.
Yeah, this year we're actually looking a bit further in the development of our carbon fiber simulations. What we want to do is with some test samples from different carbon which we have at URE. We're using Textream and also some unidirectional carbon fibers. We want to test those some certain samples from that, and from that extract some mechanical properties which we can use as input for our simulations. So we actually want to validate that from the materials we are using. And we are also actually this year looking into some possibilities for maybe going to a single piece monocoque, because right now we make our monocoque from two pieces. So you have a bottom half and the top half, which we do the layup in. And what is really nice with this is that we can do it with a lot of people from our team. And with this you can also see really the team spirit, that everybody wants to help working on and producing the car. And with a single piece monocoque, we researched that this year a bit, and we see that it's a bit harder.
There is a video of that, right?
Of what?
Of the monocoque production.
Yeah, we have a video about the car production, but not really the monocoque itself, I guess. Maybe it's this one. I can show a nice video. In this video you can actually see the end result of our monocoque. But this was a sneak peek of the new livery of the URE. But yeah, that was something we did this year a bit with the carbon fibers.
Right, cool. I think that these are any further questions, or if you have any, then contact us via the contact form on our website. So that's universityracing.nl. Go there, fill in the contact form, and we'll also again contact you, and we can get in touch. And if you have any more questions, then you can ask them over then or by then. And also, if you want to join or want to know more about what you could do within the team or how we work, we could just arrange that and show you around our workplace. So thanks again for coming, and see you maybe here in the workplace in the coming times, sometime soon.
Yes.
Right. Alright.
Heb je hem op afsluiten geklikt?
Ja, ik heb het URE-logo en op mute.